Hey guys, welcome to another interesting episode of Talk with Tutu. Today I want to talk about how I got a multinational job in the UK after my masters and how you can get one yourself. Now this video is not only for those who have completed their masters, this video is for everyone currently studying in the UK and most importantly for those who are starting in September of 2022. Listen, if you're starting in September 2022, this video is for you. Guys, the goal is to get a job that waits for you to complete your masters and not the other way around. If you want to know how, then stay tuned to this video. Before we get into the video, I want to just let you know that this video is sponsored by Amber Students. Amber Students is your one-stop to student accommodation. If you've been following my channel, you know my story of how I suffered to get accommodation when I came into the UK and stuff because I did not know about Amber Students. Now I am telling you about Amber Students. Click the link in my description box. Amber Students has lots of accommodations in different locations in the UK. When you click the link, you would see different accommodations. Like I always say, Amber Student provides feature-friendly accommodations. That's accommodations that when you take pictures in, people will know that you have jackpot. Even your village people, when they see the picture, they will know that this one has changed levels. So Amber Student provides different services for students. They make it easy for you to find accommodations and all that. So click the link in my description box. Like I said, check out different accommodations. Let me know if you have any questions. Amber Student provides services where you could ask questions, just basically make inquiries and they will let you know like the accommodation that suits you perfectly. So that's about it for Amber Students. Now let's get right into the video. So guys, the best time to start applying for jobs is the moment you land in the UK. I know this might sound stupid or it might sound like it's a lie or it's just one of those YouTubers just saying things, but if you followed my channel, you would know that I don't just say things. I don't even talk about things that I have not experienced. I literally talk about things based on my own experience. So if you're landing the UK in September 2022, get ready to start applying in September 2022 if you want to. Say your course is a 1-year course and you want to start working in September 2023, then the best time to start applying for jobs is in September 2022. Now, why do I say so? So now, there are two types of jobs you can get in the UK when you complete your masters. You can either get a graduate job, which is mostly for people who are fresh out of school. It doesn't matter if it's a bachelor's degree or a master's, provided you are fresh out of school, you qualify for a graduate job. And even some jobs will tell you 2 to 3 years after you graduated, you still qualify for graduate jobs. That just depends on like the job. And then there are also jobs for like very experienced people. I know that not everyone who comes to the UK for masters has no experience. Some people have like over 5 or 6 years experience in their craft and all that, so you don't need to apply for a graduate job if you have a lot of experience, unless you are changing maybe your career path. Like when I came to the UK, I already had like 3 years work experience, but it was like I think it was 1 year in construction, it was 2 years in marine logistics, and I studied project management. I was trying to get a job in data analysis, so you can see what I'm saying. Like I was just all over the place. So I decided I was going to go for a graduate job because I was literally changing my career path. So if you're like me, then yes, you could actually look out for graduate jobs. But if you know you have lots of experience in the area that you're looking for a job, then you don't need to look for a graduate job. So I'm going to first talk about graduate jobs, then we'll talk about jobs for experienced hires. So now, graduate jobs. If you want to get a graduate job or you want to start working, say you're starting school in September 2022 and you want to get a job that would start in September 2023 when you finish your course, then the best time to start applying is once you land in the UK. I know it might sound funny, it might sound like it's just one of those things that all these YouTubers say, but guys, if you've been following me, if this is also your first time here, please subscribe. I don't know how I forgot to say that, but if you've been following me, you would know that I don't just talk about things that I'm not sure of. I literally talk about things based on my experience. So a friend of mine told me this when I landed in the UK. I was like, I said in June of 2021, so I was going to finish in June of 2022. So I planned that, by January or February or maybe March, I would start applying for jobs so that I'll get a job by June. Don't do that. That's going to be like the biggest mistake you would make. And luckily for me, I listened to my friend. So she told me, no, you have to start applying like right now, because companies recruit 1 year ahead for graduate jobs, stuff like that. So I was like, oh, okay, that's nice. So I started searching for graduate jobs, and my school used to have like this career fair. It was online then because of, like pandemic and everything. Had like these online career fairs where different companies will come and tell you that, oh, they are recruiting, this is that. They just come and tell you about the job and all that kind of thing. Yeah, so you should also look out for stuff like that in your school. So I started attending those kind of career fairs. I started taking down names of companies that were, recruiting people and all those kind of things. And I was literally applying immediately. Bear in mind that I started my course in like June. So I already started applying in like August, because I used 1 month to like maybe find a house, find a job, stuff like that. So I started applying in August because I knew that I was going to finish in June next year. You know what I mean? That's June of this year. This was as at last year. So I applied to like maybe 6-7 jobs at once, and for graduate jobs, there's something they call psychometric test, or I don't know if that's what it's called, but I think so. I think that's what it's called. So you're going to write like different tests. It's not going to be maths or English or anything. It's just going to be things that would pick your brain, things that you can actually use common sense to answer. Or they'll give you loads of things. They'll tell you to read this, read that, analyze this, bring out information from this. Just a lot of fun things that sometimes might even be pictures. There was one I remember very well, like it can be like sequence, like they'll show you like different lights, then you have to now figure out the sequence in which the lights show. Just a lot of things that anybody who is smart can actually get it, you know what I mean? So it's not going to be pure math, so that those who are not math inclined might be at a disadvantage. So they kind of try to level it, So I started applying for these graduate jobs, and anyone I apply for, I'll get like the invite, I'll do the test. Bear in mind, you have to have a good CV as well. Just nothing too serious, because they know you don't have a lot of experience. So don't try to, put too much of experience. Just show passion. For instance, I was trying to switch to data analysis. So on my CV, I obviously showed that I had done a data analysis bootcamp. I had done like a data analysis internship. So it just obviously showed that I had passion for data analysis, and I put in some of the data analysis softwares that I could use, but that's just by the way. So the way it works is, obviously you have to fill the form, put all your information, everything. That's literally always the first stage, and then the second stage, you get invited to do your psychometric test. Some companies have like maybe 2 stages of psychometric test, while some companies just had only 1. So I think one time I applied to EY and they had almost 3. Like one was verbal, one was quantitative, one was, I don't even know what it was, but it's just what it is. So when you're done with that, they would most likely, the third stage would most likely be a video interview. You might have to pre-record yourself, like they would maybe write a question on the screen, and then they'll give you 2 minutes to prepare for it. And after 2 minutes, like after the countdown, you just automatically start recording yourself. So you have to record your answer. So the first one I did was for a bank called NatWest. I think, yeah, the first one I did was for a bank called NatWest. I literally had not done it before. I didn't know what this was. I was just kind of confused, but I had done like, the first stage, second stage, and then I was at the third stage, which was the recorded video interview. So like, I didn't even know what to say. I didn't even know how to prepare. I didn't know what to do or whatnot, but I was like, let me just try my best. So I did it, and that was like the stage where they kicked me out because it was my first time. So I kept on applying. I applied to Sky, that's Sky Mobile or Sky TV or Sky News, if you know Sky. So applied as, I think, as a data analyst or project manager. I can't remember what I applied for. So I wrote I did the test, I did the video interview, and I passed. So I was supposed to go to assessment center. Now bear in mind that this was in August, and I was supposed to start in September of this year. That's this month. So time for the assessment center, I got a call asking me to send my visa. So when I sent my visa, obviously showing that my visa will expire in October this year, they said, oh, we are sorry, but we can't recruit you because your visa is going to expire. And I said, oh, there's a graduate visa which I can apply for. And then she goes like, you're already supposed to be on the graduate visa before you apply for this job. I was actually really, really sad because I had pictured myself working in Sky, like so many things. Well, I guess that wasn't the one for me. So I applied to a lot of companies, like any big company you can actually think of right now. Just know, between me and you, I applied there. I started searching for big fours as the KPMG, PwC, Deloitte, EY, the 4 of them. I did all the applications, wrote the test, got to the video interview, and then I was always kicked out for I don't know what reason. I applied to banks because I also heard that banks sponsor. So bear in mind that not all graduate jobs sponsor your visa. Some graduate jobs will tell you, oh, we can't sponsor. Some will tell you we can sponsor in the future while some will sponsor you immediately. So I just started targeting those companies that could sponsor immediately. Even if I didn't get it, it's not a problem. So now I applied to Barclays, I applied to Accenture, I applied to Lloyd's Bank, I applied to Bank of England. Like, guys, if I go through my mails and start seeing all the rejection, it might actually break my heart. But I applied to over 100 jobs. Like, I kid you not, I am not exaggerating. I applied to over 100 jobs, and if I applied to over 100 jobs, maybe 80 or 70 or maybe 50 were actually graduate jobs, and I had to like do all those, you know, stages. So when it was December, bear in mind that all the jobs I had applied for prior to this time, they had sent me rejections. Applied to McDonald's. Is it Mott and McDonald's or something? I applied to what's this other one? I can't remember. So many jobs though, but no problem. So in November, December, I then met somebody who told me, oh, he had just gotten a job with Accenture, and Accenture was going to sponsor his visa. And I was like, oh, that's really nice, you know. So how did you do it? Show me the way. He told me, oh, let me even bust your head. I got like 3 jobs. They're all offering to sponsor me, and I just had to pick. I was like, guy, you must be really smart. You have to show me the way. So that's literally how we became friends. He always sent me, you know, job application invites and stuff. And I just kept on applying. I kept on getting rejections. I kept on getting heartbroken or whatnot, but that's no problem. So in January, I just went online and I just searched for graduate jobs, and then I saw like different companies and everything, and then I found a particular company, which is the company I currently work for. And I'm not going to say it, but if you're actually curious about it, you can actually go my LinkedIn. I think I made a post there, but whatever. So I got this invite. I sent them a mail asking them, do you guys sponsor students to tier 2 visa? And they say, oh yes, they do that based on blah blah blah. And I was like, oh, okay, that's fine, I'll give it a try. So I applied. When I applied, the whole application process and everything, that's usually stage 1, like I said. Then after that, I got the invite, to do the test, do the online test and everything. I did it. Second stage. Third stage, I got the video interview. I did the video interview on the day it was supposed to expire. That's like, I remember very, very well, March 5th, because I went for Davido's concert. I literally just came back from Davido's concert, and I was so tired. I just traveled back from London to Manchester. I was tired, but it was the last day, and I just had to do it. So I tried my best. I did the video interview, and as God will have it, I passed. They said, oh, congratulations, you've passed. But not everybody that passes the video interview gets invited to the assessment center. Oh my God, I was kind of like heartbroken, because I was like, did I really do so well? Will they invite me? So many things, like there were just so many thoughts. And as God will have it, some weeks later, I got an invite to the assessment center. I was very happy, because like I hadn't been to any assessment center before. Like I always get knocked off after like maybe the video interview and all that. That's why I was quite excited when they told me I passed. But there's always a but. So time for the assessment center, I prepared. I did my best. Like I prayed. Obviously, prayer is a very important key, but you have to add prayer and add hard work. I studied about the company. I studied so many things. I went online. I started reading how to pass an assessment center. I watched videos on YouTube. I had to Google the name of the company, assessment center. Oh God, there was nothing I didn't do. I tried my best, and after the assessment center was like for the whole day. It started at 9 and it ended at 4. I kid you not. It was like the whole day. Like 8 hours of constant drilling. Like they are drilling you back to back, although there were breaks in between. But obviously you have this session, and after you have like 15 minutes break, 5 minutes break, 10 minutes break, just like that. So after everything, like they said, we're going to get the outcome in about 3 weeks, and then in 3 weeks I got a mail saying, oh, congratulations, you passed, but more people passed than we needed. So if anything changes, we'll get back to you. I tried not to be sad. I was heartbroken because I had like put in a lot of effort and everything. So I tried not to be sad, but it's what it is. Yeah, I just like we move on to the next one. I kept on applying. As at this time, this was already like March, April. I was already working on my dissertation, which was due in like 2 months. So imagine having to work on my dissertation. I'm stressing about jobs, stressing about interviews, like just so many things. At this point, I was like giving up on graduate jobs, because I knew that any graduate job I'll be applying for might be starting like the following year. So I just started now applying for normal, experienced jobs. I was like, let me try project manager, because when I worked in construction, it was kind of like project management related. So let me just, kind of key into that line. Okay, in May, I just took a break. I was like, you know what, this thing is actually very, very depressing. It is so sad that I keep applying for jobs and I just keep getting rejected. Like, I know I'm smart. I don't even need anyone to actually tell me I'm smart. So I was like, what is the problem? I have a master's. Okay, well, no, I didn't have a master's, but I had the first class in civil engineering. Come on, guys. Does that not count for anything? Like, but nothing like first class. They're not send your papa for a year. So for the graduate jobs, you can apply for graduate jobs on websites like GradCracker, Hired, what's the other one? I'm just going to put the links. If I remember it, I'll put everything and I'll put the links in my description box. So just, subscribe to all those places. Check almost every day. They keep uploading graduate jobs and everything. If they don't mention anything about sponsorship, you can actually search for the company's email, send them an email asking them questions. See, in this UK, there is no stupid questions. Always ask questions, because in talk say who no ask question, I they lost. I don't know how they say that thing, but yeah, just always ask questions. So that's that. So when I finished my course and everything, I started applying for normal experienced hired jobs. Since I didn't get a graduate job, I was very sad. I started applying on the Total Jobs, CV Library, JobServe, every job website that you can think of, Indeed, everything. I was applying. So when you apply for all this kind of jobs, most times recruiters reach out to you. So the first time I got a call from a recruiter saying, oh, I just saw your CV, I like your CV, this is that. I kind of putting you forward. Can we put you forward for the job? The job is £300 a day. So I was like, £300 a day. They're like, yeah, would that be okay? In my mind, I'm like, yes. I'm like, yeah, that's actually okay. I just made guy bill. I was like, maybe 350, but yeah, I think 300 is okay. And the guy was like, okay, we're going to just put your CV forward and all that. I thought it was easy like that, and I thought that they would just call you and you would get the job. You know what I mean? So I was happy. I had already calculated, 250 times £250 times 5 is what? That's like 1,250. So in a month, £5,000 in this UK that I've been earning £700, £800 when I was studying. I was like, 5 times 12, 60,000 in a year. Jesus. Oh my God, I was so excited. Guess what? After the so-called recruiter put my CV forward, nobody called me. They did not call me. That was just the beginning of the second part of my heartbreak. Like, I kid you not. So no problem now. I started getting calls. A lot of recruiters will say, oh, we like your CV, we're putting your CV forward, this is that. Like, literally, almost all of them are putting my CV forward, but nobody's calling me back. There was now one I managed to get. This one, I think it was the company itself. It wasn't a recruiter. So the HR called me. Sometimes they talked about my experience. I explained everything. I talked about everything. Like, you have to be confident about what's on your CV. You cannot put a CV forward and then when there's questions, start doing blah blah blah. Like, you need to know what's on your CV. So I kind of like defended the CV well, and I got called for the interview. Now, this role was actually advertised as a junior data analyst or something. I can't remember, but the role was advertised at the 27k to 35k, and I had told myself that, okay, when I finish my course, I don't want to get any job lower than 30 to 35k. Maybe that's part of the reason why I was heartbroken, because I was seeing 20k jobs and I was not applying, because I was like, what? Why will I apply for 20k jobs in my master's after spending 15,000 to come and do master's? I'm not going to apply for job 20k. No, it can't work. We don't do things like that here, but whatever. So I got there for the interview. They started, drilling me. They asked me, oh, can you use this software? There were some softwares I could not use. I went on YouTube. I started watching videos. That. Guys, you need to have seen me talk about softwares that I had never used, but this YouTube is powerful. You see, this YouTube that you're watching, is my video from YouTube, has a lot of powers. But so in the end, I think I didn't get the job because they asked me what was the salary expectation, and I said 35,000, and they're like, paying 35,000 be a stretch. I don't even want to bore you with the chronicles of my heartbreak. After I finished my course, I had not gotten any job. I was almost getting depressed because I know how I had worked so hard, applied for so many jobs. I was like, it's not if I'm not smart. I sabi book. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm a bookworm. So what exactly is the problem? I was so sad. I was down. I wouldn't say I was depressed, but I was getting there, because I finished my course and then I was still doing what I was doing when I was in school, which is like hospitality jobs. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but come on, those are jobs that I did because I was still in school. So why should I still be doing that job now when I wanted, something better? So I was really, really sad. One time I even tweeted, one time I posted on my WhatsApp status, I said, then say go hard or go home, but it be like say I dey go home because So like a lot of people laughed about it, because you know, Nigerians, we know how to laugh at our pains. Like people don't even know when you're being, you know, serious about some kind of things. And then some people that could read through the lines just, you know, encourage me, you're not going home, you know, keep pushing, keep trying, all those kind of things. So I was like, okay, no problem. I just, you know, kept on trying and all that. And out of the blues, one day I was at work, my hospitality work, and then I got a call. It was actually a missed call. So I went into the toilet and I listened to the voicemail, and the person goes like, "Hi, my name is this. I'm calling you from this company. This was the company that told me that I passed the assessment center, but they said more people passed than they needed. So if anything changed, they will let me know." So I didn't even bother, because I was like, what will change now? Like, will somebody want to drop out? You get that kind of thing. So I was so happy. I called her back, and she goes like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Can I start tomorrow?" And because it actually starts in September, and then the offer is 32,000. I was like, "Me, 32,000? Oh girl." Like, are you going to take it? I said, "Yeah, like I've already taken it. You don't even need to ask me all those questions." So she just, you know, stay asking, asked about my visa. I told her student visa, you know, move to graduate visa, so many things. Like, it was just like a breakthrough. For the rest of that, I was just like this. If somebody had even slapped me, I'd be like this, because I was so happy, because like it was so good to, you know, not worry about like a job any longer. The advice I can give you is start now. If you want to get a job in September 2023, you need to like start now. Literally just go online and search for graduate jobs 2023. Start applying. The more, like, I remember one of the guys on my the bootcamp I did, he always says it's going to be a tragedy if your dream job is if the interview for your dream job is the first interview you attend. I don't know if that makes sense, because obviously you would not know what to do. So you need to have attended a lot of interviews prior to that one, so that when you get to the interview for your dream job, you're already experienced in the interview process. You know what I mean? Because the more psychometric tests I wrote, the more psychometric tests or psychometry, I don't know what it is, but it's psychomet something. So the more of those tests I wrote, the better I became at it. Keep on applying. So I got a job in Multinational. You can too. I know a lot of other Nigerian students that have gotten jobs with Bank of England, Lloyds, Barclays, PwC, Accenture, KPMG, big companies in the UK, big companies all over the world, you know. So if we did it, you can actually do it. So don't give up. Don't be like me that almost gave up, you know what I mean? But like, I don't mean to joke about it, but you need to start like yesterday to start applying for jobs. So if you have any questions, please feel free to just drop in the comment section, and I'll answer as much as I can, because I know I have a good record of responding to comments and everything. So guys, if you like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Send this video to somebody who needs it, because a lot of Nigerian students are making mistakes of waiting until the end of their course before they start applying. It is a tragedy. You cannot be going into your graduate visa and not already have a job. No, like, even if the company is not going to sponsor you, have a job, so that once you're on your graduate visa, your experience is already counting, and then you can start, you know, talking to them about sponsorship and all that kind of thing. So I hope I've been really helpful, and see you guys in my next video. Bye.